Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Louise and I talk about how to engage with fashion in more conscious and sustainable ways. Today's video is inspired by my own feelings I am having about Instagram at the moment. So I use Instagram a lot and whenever I spend too much time on that app, I can feel that I start to compare myself very much. I end up comparing myself and down talking myself. I can start comparing myself to others when it comes to my career, my home, my social life, my outfits, my body, you name it. It's a bad habit to compare yourself to other people, but I know that I'm not alone in doing that. So I feel like social media really does hold a power and we need to be careful about just how much power we give it. With this said, the internet is of course a huge resource when it comes to finding inspiration. And hopefully for most of you, Instagram will be more about inspiration rather than comparison. Even if you do use it for inspiration, I want to advise against it, and here is why. The first thing that I want to address is the people that you follow. Start to look at who do you follow on Instagram and why. Typically on Instagram, you will follow a lot of people that you have probably never met in real life. And if you think about it, these are also the people that you are more likely to turn to for inspiration rather than, say, one of your closest friends. And that's a natural instinct. Even if your friends have a great sense of style, you may think that it hits a little bit too close to home, or you feel like you already know about it, so you look someplace else. And that makes sense. But if you are struggling with your style, or you feel like maybe your outfits aren't really working the way that you want them to, then I advise you to stop looking at people you don't know for inspiration. The people that you know should be your influencers instead. They are more likely to have a lifestyle that is similar to your own. Even if they are not geographically close to you, these people are tied to you for a reason, whether that be work, family, or a common interest. This all matters when it comes to your style. I know that I have said this before, but I strongly believe that it makes more sense for you to take inspiration for your style from people with similar lifestyle to yours, rather than, say, like this big influencer living in a city across the world in an environment where you have never visited or been in. And I know what you're thinking, like, isn't that the whole point of finding inspiration, that they are different from me? And partly, yes, that's true, but I think that inspiration can be aspirational to a certain extent. But I don't think that inspiration should be unrealistic. So if you scroll through Instagram to find outfit inspiration from influencers, chances are that they are wearing clothes that you can't afford in environments where you will never spend any of your time. So what happens when you try to replicate those outfits is that you have a very clear image in your head of what the outfit looks like on the influencer where you got the inspiration from, and you may end up disappointed with the outcome of your look. Plus, it may not even be that practical or suit the situation for which you are wearing it, and that will make you even more uncomfortable. So the same goes for Pinterest. I know that I have had this topic again before. Actually, it was in my first video on YouTube that I spoke about this topic. It's called Why Your Outfits Don't Look as Good as They Do on Pinterest. If you haven't watched it yet, you should. But I want to emphasize again that Pinterest is a little bit, just a little bit of a lie. I do use Pinterest, like, let's just be honest here. I think it's a great place for many things. Recently, what I have done is I've started to using it more of like a mood board, sort of like I would use Tumblr back in 2014. I think of Pinterest these days more so of like a general mood board rather than my go-to place for outfit inspiration. And whilst I do have boards for specific activities and seasons in my life, such as work, weekend, sport, summer, spring, etc., I won't replicate the outfits that I have saved in these boards straight off the board. The reason for this is that I don't own all of the pieces in the outfits that I save, and it's usually not like the pieces themselves that attract me to the outfit. It's more so the way it is styled or the way it is combined together. One thing that happens when you look at pictures for inspiration is that you will start making style choices subconsciously. So even if you don't realize it, you may prefer a certain style of sneaker over the other just because your brain has been fed with the same type of sneaker over and over again. I think that your style will be more unique if you dig where you stand. I'm not sure if that's the appropriate way to use that term, but I'm going to explain. If you're not gonna look at Instagram or Pinterest, here is where you can look instead. Look at your own closet, look at what your friends are wearing, look at photos from your past. I personally also love looking at old photos, especially of outfits that I wore in my childhood. And even if there are some cringe-worthy pictures, I will say that just looking at old pictures reminds me of how my style is constantly evolving. And I'm also quite brave to see some of the styles that I tried out as a kid instead of just trying to blend in with all of the other kids in my class. So look at some old photos and see where that gets you. I assure you that you will probably be more pleasantly surprised than you expect to be. So with all this said, I wanted you to challenge yourself by going to your closet or a friend and look for inspiration instead. I will also now give you some questions to ask yourself to sort of analyze the pieces in your closet a little bit and maybe give you a starting point for new outfit ideas. So I will insert a clip here with all of the questions. I will also upload these someplace that you can just copy and paste them into your own phone or notes or whatever, and feel free to ask yourself these questions and write down your answers. I also want you to remember, in case you need a reminder, that your outfits are probably good enough already. So just the fact that you're watching this video shows that you are making a conscious effort and that you're probably very self-aware of what you are wearing, and that speaks volumes for your sense of personal style. So I may be going off on a bit of a tangent here, but recently I have started listening to positive daily affirmations, and I started doing this mainly as a way to sort of combat my own struggles that I am having with my self-confidence. In the episode that I listened to, one of the affirmations is I am beautifully unique and incomparable to others, which is so true even when it comes to your style. So no human being is exactly like the other, which is beautiful, and that is what makes all of us so great. So just imagine, like, how boring would it be if we all looked the same? There's a reason why you get tired of trends after a while, and it's usually when you see that trend being worn by everyone, right? That just goes to show that you probably don't feel your best when you look like everyone else. You probably feel your best when you're looking like you. Trying on different combinations in your closet and playing around with your clothes is usually how you create the best outfits for you, not by scrolling through Instagram or Pinterest. So of course, if you feel that Instagram and Pinterest serves you well and that you enjoy finding outfit inspiration on there, I am not here to stop you. I am simply here to give advice to anyone who feel like their outfits don't really turn out the way they want to, or are struggling to develop their individual style and maybe want to try something new. So even if the internet is helpful in a lot of ways, I don't think that we need to be using it all of the time. Obviously, we managed to create great outfits before the internet came along. I'm no expert in history, but I would assume that we used magazines, books, and just looking at other people to gather outfit inspiration before the internet. Maybe you already have someone in your life that serves as your main source of inspiration, like a role model of some kind. If you do, please let me know who it is in the comments below and just in what ways they inspire you. I would love to hear more about it. I hope that this video was helpful to some of you. At least maybe it made you reflect a little bit on where and how you gather your outfit inspiration. As always, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It really means a lot to me to see that you're enjoying my content so far. You can also follow me on Instagram, of course, at Louise Wears. And I wish you the best week ahead, and I will see you again next Sunday. Bye!